Welcome to the Man of War podcast. My name is Rafa Conde, and of course, I am a man on a mission here to transform you into a modern day warrior, a man of action, a man who steps up come hell or high water, a stronger father, husband, leader, visionary. That's right, a man of war. Thank you, my brothers, for all of your support. It's been a very interesting month, without a doubt. We've had a bunch of different projects, specifically building our YouTube channel. So if you have not gotten to our YouTube channel, do me a favor, go there. Okay. It's youtube.com/man of war. Me and my team, we're working hard at this, bringing you some exclusive content that I think will blow your mind. Some very, very powerful elements in living that warrior lifestyle. That's what we're about here. Also, thank you. All right. The last podcast we had, man, that we blew that out of the park. So many great downloads. And we just had a tremendous amount of individuals reach out to us. I appreciate it. We had Officer Tatum on, and man, okay, well, all I can tell you is that it was a very powerful conversation, without a doubt. Kicked ass. So here we are, all right, talking a little bit about what we can do as men to change our ways, right? To create that mind shift. Now, unfortunately, most men out there, as you know, can talk a big game, but the reality is that they're not going to do anything about it. They're going to say, yes, I'm going to do it. And come tomorrow, they fail miserably and they stay living in their mediocre land, and they stay in their, that middle packer place. They constantly sit in a place where it's almost like they're sitting there observing other people, and they're wondering what the hell's going on, why these other people are being successful, and then why they're not. Sad, but true. That's how most men operate, but we're not going to be part of that crowd. As warrior-minded men, as men who want something powerful for their families, as men who want to create something, right? You want to create impactful avenues in your life. You want to go out there and serve for a higher purpose. What I can tell you here is this. What I'm going to dive into today is something that I would say it's not talked about that often, but it's critical from a leadership perspective, from a warrior-minded perspective, from a father perspective. It's very deep. So let's dive into it. All right. First and foremost, emotional endurance, or you can call it emotional stamina. As I write my book here and we go into this chapter and I dive deep into this subject, and it's rarely talked about, because the reality here is that most men go out there and they live their lives 9 to 5. They come home, they spend some time with their family, maybe watch a TV show. They go to bed and they wake up the next morning doing the same shit all over again. And that's kind of like the rut they're in. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, you wonder why these men are doing that. They're the ones that are sitting on that lawn chair in front of their garage, just watching everybody go by. That's the way life is. Everybody's doing something but you. You're sitting on your ass doing nothing. And the reality here is this. Most men lack that emotional stamina. They fade away. They go to work 8 hours and they crumble. And that's that. That's their day. As a warrior-minded man, as a leader, 12 hours is a normal day for you. And you must be 100% on point every hour of the day. What I mean by that is you better be strong on that first hour, and you better be stronger on that 12th hour. You don't have the luxury to slow it down. You see, with emotional stamina, you got to have that same stamina the way you come in the morning and the way you walk out in the evening. And then when you walk out of your job or your business or your company or whatever it is that you do, and you get home and you face your family and they welcome you with open arms, but if you don't have that emotional stamina and endurance to get you over the day and put that in the back burner and become a father and a husband and spend some quality time with your family, then the problems begin. See, most men stumble before they even get going because they don't prioritize their physicality or their mentality. Both emotional stamina and physical stamina go hand in hand. This is why I'm a big proponent of getting your ass up early in the morning, working out, doing whatever it is that you do in fitness, run, go to the gym, whatever it is that you're doing. Get the heart beating, get the blood flowing. And then, of course, at some point before you even do that, you want to be able to sit in meditation, clear your mind, have that clarity of thought. There's no time better than the morning hours to do that. So when we get up and you've heard me talk about the warrior's hour over and over and over again, but that's the 4:30 to 5:30 hour. If you're getting up after 5:30, you've lost a good chunk of your day. So during that warrior's hour is really when you are nourishing your body and your mind, and you're getting it ready for battle for the day. So you can have that energy throughout the entire day. Now, I just did a YouTube video, and we're talking about this stamina, the physical stamina and the emotional stamina. And what I did was I compared being a police officer on patrol for 12 hours, right? And I remember, because I can go back and remember that, man, you're dragging ass after that third or fourth day on, and you've put in a shitload of hours, and it's been difficult, especially if you work in a busy city, violent city, and it's nonstop. It can wear you down. But the thing is, you don't have the luxury, like I said earlier, to let your guard down, because something will happen in that 12th hour. It's happened many times where all of a sudden you have a night that it's been up and down, and you have a nice gap towards the end of your shift, maybe slow for an hour or two, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. And you better be on point. You better have that mindset and that stamina to get you where you need to be, because that is a matter of life and death. If your awareness level is down, if you're dragging ass, if you're disoriented or confused after so many hours, that's not a good thing. So let's bring that back to the table here in the real life, right? And in our life here now. Being a warrior means being on point, and being on point, not just every once in a while, but all the time. You're achieving, you're striving for excellence. You're paying attention to detail. So to build this stamina, it's not only healthy, but it's also a must if you're going to live a life that embodies a warrior spirit. If you're going to live a life that your family can look at and say, wow, This is this man right here, he is doing everything for his family. He's leading us from the front. He's leading us from the heart, which is so important. So how do we get, as warrior-minded men, how do we get to the level where we're mentally there and we're emotionally there and we're physically there? Well, it takes repetition. It takes you having a structure. It takes discipline. It means waking up early in the morning, doing your ritual, your program, right? And when you are at work, obviously nourishing your body properly, maintaining that fuel throughout the day, maintaining a good positive outlook during the day, even when negative things come into your life. Because throughout a day, negative things are going to happen. Things are going to frustrate you. You cannot let that sink you, because let me explain this to you very clear. Negativity is a lot stronger than positivity. And you've heard that before. The negative can take you down a very, very black hole, and it can break you down, and it can do it violently fast. It could take you from being okay to being not okay at all. You start losing sight of what is in front of you. And if you don't have that endurance, that stamina, that you can literally fight that off, most of the time you're going to be burnt out after a day or two working 12 hours a day. You're not going to have any energy. Now, I want you to picture this. I want you to picture this for a second. You're walking into your home, and it's been a long day, man, and you're emotionally drained, physically drained. Your wife approaches you. She gives you a hug. You kind of shrug her off. You're like, honey, I'm tired. And your daughter comes and runs up to you and says, Daddy, let's dance. I was waiting for you to come home. You look at her, you say, oh, honey, I'm so tired right now. I just want to go lay down or go take a shower. And I want to come back and, come back down and eat. And then you pass out on the couch because you're so tired. Zero time with your family. Leadership completely out the door. Basically, in my book, an embarrassment, but that's neither here nor there right now. And you go back and you do it all over again tomorrow and the next day. And then 6 months down the road, your daughter, your son that's been asking you to throw a baseball with him in the backyard or throw some football, you haven't done anything at all. You think your claim to fame with them is buying them things. But the reality is that they need you. They need you on point. They need you with the stamina that a warrior should have. You see, your battles are not just battles in business or on the street. The battles are constantly from within. And if you're letting yourself fall into this rabbit hole and you don't have the stamina to stand that, the endurance to overcome it, your whole life will be affected by it. And then, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, you'll be the man with the lawn chair, sitting outside of his garage, watching the traffic go by, wondering what the hell happened with life. So if you want to make a mind shift here, truly commit yourself to waking up in that warrior's hour and start honing your mind, start honing your discipline, focus on the important things, get yourself healthy, get yourself in shape mentally, and then carry yourself as such with these tactics and strategies, especially that we talk about here all the time in Men of War, where you can attack the day and you win your victories. You shake your losses off, you learn from them, and you move forward. And when it's cutoff time, it's cutoff time. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Right? It is absolutely, it's time to get cut off. And you stop and you say to yourself, my day needs to go this way here. My day needs to go that way. So what I want you to start doing from here on in is this. All right, approach this warrior hour with respect. Understand that that is the time for you. It is a time where you're going to build your emotional stamina and you're going to build your physical stamina. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to give you the capability to stretch your day out. All right. You'll probably start your day a lot more fired up and keep that fire, man, ignited throughout the entire day until you could start weaning down before you go to bed. All right. I cannot stand seeing men who are out there and who are just whining all the time because they had a long day with 8 hours. They get home, don't do anything with their family. And the next thing you know, they're falling asleep. And really, I mean, you look at it and you're saying to yourself, 8 hours, man, that's nothing. That is nothing. You got to put in the time. For those who complain that you're working 8, 9 hours a day and you're working for somebody, I got to tell you that maybe start looking at starting up a side business, right? Put in 2, 3 hours a day. By the time you know it, you got 10, 12 hours a week that you're starting to create something. That's the reality. But first and foremost, you got to have this physical stamina. You have to have this emotional endurance and get through life and start getting yourself prepared, man, because life comes at you at 100 miles an hour. It'll knock you out if you're not ready for it. It'll knock you out without a doubt. Strengthen your mindset. How do we do that? Same way you do your emotional endurance and your physical stamina. You go out there in the morning time, you push yourself in the gym, you push yourself a little bit if you're running every day, a little bit farther, a little bit quicker. You're pushing yourself every day, going a little bit outside your comfort zone. And then you start building a stronger mindset day by day by day. Compete. Also, I'm a big believer that if you can, join some type of martial arts school, compete against other men, maybe even a boxing gym, or go out there and join a league of some type of sports. But competition is good, keeps the blood boiling a little bit, right? It gives you that energy. It sometimes, your heart beating a little bit faster to go against another human being. That's all good, all good. It'll refine that edge. As a leader, as somebody that's stepping up every single day, understand that life will take a toll on you. So you have to be strong in all facets of your life. As a warrior, as a man of action, a man who's constantly doing, there is no better way, period, than to prepare yourself for battle every single day and to balance your life in a way that you can really, you can structure it in a way that is spot on, that this time, that time, this time, that time. And life is not always going to be like that. You're not going to always have that opportunity to unfortunately, to have a perfectly script out life. But man, who gives a crap? put in a structure, see how much of it you can keep, because that will keep you on that path. That will keep you disciplined. That's what we're about, building that discipline, building that mindset. All right, guys, listen, before I go here, first and foremost, YouTube, please give us a subscribe on YouTube, our new YouTube channel. It's really, we're doing a lot of work to it. So I would appreciate that. YouTube.com/Man of War. Also give us a follow on Man of War with 2 R's. I would appreciate that. That is our Instagram's growing very quickly. Also, it's taken a boost here the last couple of months. And, we interact a lot there. I do a lot of lives. All that good stuff is there. So I'm going to start doing a show with a lot of questions. I get a lot of DMs and emails. So I'm going to bring that to the table here on the Man of War podcast. So we are in episode 152 right now, as we're recording this. And, I'm just honored. I'm so humbled the fact that we are still kicking ass. We took about an 8-month hiatus there. But over the last few months, we're back on, and, our downloads are just amazing how much strength this podcast has had and how many people have been touched by it. Okay. Also, real quick, Man of War Crucible. I know I get that question all day long, all the time. Okay. The Man of War Crucible is a 5-day experience. It is a rite of passage. It is not for everyone. Not everyone's going to qualify. Okay. But if you want to change your life, and if you want to enter an incredible, amazing, powerful brotherhood of like-minded men, you got to go check it out. menofwarcrucible.com. That's MEN of warcrucible.com. And then you're going to do a /crucible2. That's our newest site with all the up-to-date information. So it's menofwarcrucible.com /crucible2. And for you guys that are really wanting to step up, be a better father, husband, leader, visionary, a man, truly, that a changed man, and that walks into a brotherhood, I got to tell you, this is without a doubt the way to go. All right, guys, listen, thank you very much for being on. And until next time, your life may be challenging and full of dangers, but never retreat. Your last battle may be your greatest victory.